Welcome back, SpeedGaming. Here for Game 2, DJ Webb versus Audraxys. Game 1 was really exciting. If anyone missed it, definitely fun seed to watch, fun to commentate. A little bit one-sided at the end, but that's how it happens sometimes on these. Got Game 2 starting in just a moment here, and hopefully we get a nice close race on this one.
Yeah, game 1 came down to two different decisions that Audra made, skipping those bombs in Business Center, making the backtrack feel a little bit better rather than in the end. Could have been fine if she'd just gone down Red Tower and picked up that Various suit, but once she didn't, everything led her away from that location, just never got back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how either runner changes any strategies, or if that metagaming gets in their heads at all. I know sometimes, at least in my experience, if I feel like I'm the underdog, which I know DJ feels like he's the underdog, he's been saying all tournament, I can't believe I'm winning all these races.
Yep.
He really doesn't see his own skill. It's kind of funny, but he definitely feels like the underdog, and sometimes it makes you more nervous, or you tend to do weird things when you're up a game in a series. I'd almost rather be down a game, because it's I don't know. For me, I get in my own head, so I don't know. We'll see if he has any issues with stuff like that. And Audra just tends to bounce back from being down really well. I don't know. She's dropped games to people in all kinds of tourneys like this before, and is really able just to focus up on the next seed and not have that carry over. It's a really good skill to have.
All right, so once again we have a familiar looking start with a starter charge and no countdown.
Similarly gray color palette from Audra as well.
All right, we'll see. We'll get an idea in just a second. Audra not happy with the Chozo situation in the first race, as said in the race room, and there was also a thank God early on in the race room, and I think it is due to this plasma beam that tells us we are major minor, because the morph ball cannot be in the ceiling in a Chozo seed.
Yeah, having charged plasma early again that's still 150 beam damage the DJ had for the majority of last seed, so that's pretty significant. It's really just great for dealing with early game enemies. When you don't have a lot of health, it's really great to be able to farm the little bit of ammo or a little bit of health you might have back.
Let's see what our other ammo item is. It is a power bomb, which means we can take the meme route portal if we want.
Yeah, if it's vanilla, it's a little bit scarier. Some players opt to kill all of the side hoppers before checking the door, but if you're prepared and do it safely, you can... if you're prepared to bail on the door and kill the enemies if you have to, you can still get through it fairly easily with only taking one hit. Both runners have over 80 HP, so they can survive one hit. So I'm kind of
the scary part
to
is if you go through the portal and it's something like a heated room that you can't actually do anything in, and then coming back.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're doing to make sure you don't die. And it is area. It is Turian that we know immediately. You do have to turn around.
Even if it's heated, though, that you get the iframes from coming back through the door, so you can see Audra DJ both just ran right through, didn't get hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's more than doable. It's just you got to know how to do it.
It's a little bit more awkward when it's I think it's more awkward when it's not a right to left door transition where the door's offset like it just was, because it kind of starts you in that odd position of standing looking at the camera.
But the reason why I mentioned the heated rooms is sometimes if you take too much damage, in that room, now you can't take a hit from the side hopper.
Right.
With 99 health, you can take a hit from the side hopper and still survive. Just missiles at old Mother Brain.
Kind of surprised Audra skipped those, but not really going to be impacted too much, probably.
I mean, for her, this is already pretty good charge beam. You know, if a Ridley came up with this charge beam, she'd be able to execute it most likely as long as she has barrier suit.
You say that it's only 150 damage.
I mean, I didn't say it'd be an easy fight. And just a reserve tank at Bomb Chorizo today. Don't have the power bombs to do gauntlets, so I imagine both runners will end up going to the left here and check out those portals.
Can refill power bombs first, because if you go through to Terminator and there are things you don't want to do, you can't really get back very easily. You can farm the pirates or the Kagos, but they're not great drop rates for power bombs. Or if it takes you to somewhere where you need a power bomb right away, that's also bad.
I also like the refill kit because it fills your reserve tank. Right now we don't have any regular E-tanks, so just a little bit safer. And I was just going to do something different. It's going to go ahead and go to this to this right side. And 2 portals either way, so no reason necessarily why it's better to go left than right. Just kind of what we're used to doing, I think, because the vanilla map. But
yeah, well, this is major minor, so you do have Terminator.
That's true.
You get the item on the way to the portals is really nice, and then there's also the problem of CWJ can be a little bit tricky.
There's that business center portal again. Audra chooses not to check it at the moment. Wants to do the CWJ here. And Deweb gonna go the other direction. Do the more standard thing. Audra at 2 power bomb packs, 5.5 minutes into the seed. How long did it take to get to that second power bomb pack in the last race?
I think about 50 minutes.
Yeah, well, it was less than that because it was before Deweb finished. Who finished a run then? But it was like 40-something. It was 40-something, though, yeah. Just an E-tank at Terminator, and we find Red Tower. And Audra says, you know what? I'm gonna check this area out.
Really interesting. Really dodging that high jump location.
Are we gonna fall down West Meridia? I mean, we're gonna take a save first, right? Yeah, we're gonna take a save first. Oh, and an immediate crazy layer for Deweb.
Well, you gotta check. You don't gotta check it, but I think that it's.
I think you check it.
Prudent to check it.
Yeah. Makes sense to check it.
Yeah, I think it's smart. I mean, there's still something like 66% chance of this being a killable boss in Phantoon or Kraid here. I didn't do the math, but that's the number I've heard people say, and I trust them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a simple math problem either, because it's the 30% chance that it's vanilla, which would just mean Kraid, plus the percent chance that it being Phantoon or Kraid in any of the other boss splits.
Right, in shuffled, shifted, or surprise.
Check the 2 here. Of course, this is out of logic, but most runners will check it anyway. We do have a vanilla Kraid. So good information to find that West Meridia portal, and also nice that we don't need to worry about doing that right now. Good quick kill on Deweb's side. And now we are going to fall down. Yeah.
You know, I kind of like this because if you fall down and you can't do anything with the Main Street portal, you know where the trap hole is, and it's right where you probably want to be.
Unfortunately, no checking Mama Turtle on this loadout. I think you might be able to check it. You can't get it out, though. Not going to do it.
You can't get out unless it's high jump or gravity.
Yep.
You don't really want to gamble on that.
And Upper Norfair. No, we're just going to reset. Okay.
I think that's smart. We know we can get to Business Center and It's not really enough health to have a quick trip to get to the lava dive portal or any of the business center stuff, so you just go back to the left here.
Hey, there's a charge beam
Okay.
upgrade. We didn't see any of those.
Yeah, let's see which one this one is, whether it's the starter or starter plus option. Starter plus. So that means we're still not quite at vanilla damage for charge shots. But 300's the new route beam combos. That's a good amount. And it's a number that like runners are used to seeing and dealing with. So like sometimes just knowing how strong your shots are, like to be able to count on bosses and prepare accordingly, is really helpful.
All right, we got East Meridia, the other side there.
Not doing that.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, actually Audra, this is working out really well for her, that by not doing this high jump check earlier, she does have the energy now to do high jump and ice beam all around. Honestly, one of them's likely to be an E-tank anyway, since it's major minor, but like even if not, she can still get in and out of here, have some amount of health to do high jump and not be in like some kind of panic mode situation.
And you do this first because if the E-tank is at high jump, then you can get your health back there. And if this is an E-tank, it makes it easier to get out. It is speed booster. That's a nice find.
Interesting.
Opening up some potential up over in Bubble Mountain. Again, only the we're gonna pop that reserve right now. Makes sense. Only the speed booster location actually in logic at this moment, because we do have 2 tanks for it. I'm going to get all this eastern area information. And bombs again.
Okay.
So this health is not ideal for doing things in Bubble Mountain. Audra might just decide to bail on this area. We'll see.
Did we see what was at the other side? Business Center yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did either.
We've seen, unless that was the Red Tower portal.
Oh yeah, that was the Red Tower portal. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's where Audra's gonna go for sure. Back to Red Tower to clear out the... There's 3 more portals there. There's 1 more major that is unlikely to be checked right now. X-ray.
Yeah,
doable
I mean...
with 1 tank and no various...
And Audra can do that play. Often,
it's just slow.
Like, yeah, it's slow, it's dangerous. I mean, you do have the save point right there. Oh, it's Green Bryn. So Red Tower must have come from one of those West Meridia.
I don't know.
Was it Red Tower on... Well, we're about to see on the website.
We saw 3 of them.
Yeah, there it is. Red Bryn Star is here, and then we had
right,
West Meridia branches off of these portals.
Yes, these 2 other ones at the bottom of Red Tower are both West Meridia. That's right. We'll see how DJ opts to check these things.
Oh, hi, more Red Bryn. We're gonna get portal information right here from Audra. I imagine she'll go right back to Green Bryn after checking this.
Yeah, it does kind of orphan the middle of Red Tower portal, but it's not the worst one to orphan because there's so many other Red Tower connectors that you're gonna end up back to.
Yeah, there's an Upper Norfair portal, so I could see it. That's a pretty good one. We're still pretty low on E-tanks though, so I could see waiting on doing that. You do your Green Bryn. If the elevator Green Bryn doesn't take you anywhere you want to go, then coming back here to get to the Bubble Mountain area makes a lot of sense.
some commentary in chat about that CWJ DJ was having a little trouble with. I don't know if the in-room setup's different, as I don't moonwalk, but the through the door setup is a 2-pixel or 2-frame window followed by a 1-frame window for the second jump. I think it's the same with that moonwalk in-room setup.
I want to say, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say it's down to 1 pixel if you do it with the in-room. I'm
Okay.
very bad doing the in-room setup.
The first jump is 1 frame either way.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely really tricky, so no shame in taking a few tries to get that.
I'm going to do this croc play. You can't get waterway for Audra.
I don't like going back for that health before checking the tank, because it's very likely to be an E-tank in Major Minor.
Yeah, Major Minor is the E-tank mode, since there are 14 of them. That's, if you count the reserve tanks, it is more than half of your items. It's also the mode that's been played the longest. I mean, the very original, randomizer that was first played with Desirect, that was first popular, was a full randomizer. But the one that got popular in 2017, done by Total, was the first version of the Major Minor, where we take all the E-tanks, reserve tanks, and major items, and shuffle them in one pool and the ammo in the other pool, with the exception of the right super in Wreck Ship, which gets swapped with the E-tank at high jump boots. It's actually kind of funny because some of our gravity suits, that's a nice find. But it's kind of funny because some of our more veteran players that have played since the beginning, I feel like, maybe have a better handle on the Major Minor situation. You get some of our newer players that haven't played it as long and have gotten used to some of these other modes. It's an interesting contrast. Let's see if Croc has anything down here at Grapple Beam. Double E-tank for D-Web, so if Audra can manage to skip that Croc play, we'll gain a lot of time.
Yeah, those still could be useful if there's something good, like an Upper Norfair early on. Like, it won't be the gravity suit, obviously, since we see Audra grab that. But, like, if Vari is an Upper Norfair, like, those E-tanks could help DJ push for that a little earlier, like, do the Bubble Mountain plays.
Oh, well, both our runners are going to get full charge beam, because I can't imagine D-Web skipping this location unless Varia comes before he gets that gravity suit. And I believe the other charge upgrade was in the crate area, so yeah, we're gonna get full beam this time.
Mm-hmm.
One more major here in Green Brinstar, and then we'll check the portal. Audra remembering that it does not need to mockball this. It does have the speed booster. You can get into a little trouble there when you kind of half try to mockball, half try to use the speed booster. I mean, not a lot of trouble. I mean, there's a lot of soft lock prevention, but
the hard part is just getting the jump into the room right, so you actually have the speed build up, because you're just so not used to doing that, and like it's slow to like line it up carefully when you just mockball, because it's easy. We've all done it a million times.
Mm-hmm. Nice reverse mockball out by Audra.
I'm kind of surprised DJ's getting these minors. These are
me too.
He doesn't have very many supers, but still, like, he does have that one charge upgrade, and the 4 E-tanks is substantial for the Upper Norfair Hell runs. He doesn't really like need a Crystal Flash to get any of those locations.
Let's see what the top of this elevator is. Yeah, we're not doing that right now.
Nope.
Ironically, Audra has a Crystal Flash this time.
Yeah.
in game 1, we and also know we don't have the gravity heat protection on this time. Audra could have done a back-to-back LN if only she'd had two more power bomb packs Was stuck at 1 pack for a very, very long time. And just to be clear, by having a crystal flash, I do mean in terms of max ammo, not in terms of current ammo.
True. Does require all of her missiles.
Unfortunately, that current health is not really good to want to go back up to this. I think this was single chamber. No. Oh, sorry. No, back to red
Single
tower.
chamber's up the elevator. Yep. We just high-fived basically.
Yeah,
through
yeah,
that
yeah.
door.
There was a spot there.
Yeah, this is where DJ's gonna clear through. Green Bryn gonna get his gravity suit and the other charge upgrade. And he's gonna be a little bit healthier, but still not ready for Green Bryn. Or sorry, not ready for Lore Norfair at the end of Green Bryn on the elevator.
Right. I was also going to do Croc here.
I think that makes sense.
I mean, it's right here. It's 2 majors, and
it's out of
you know,
the way.
You don't want to come back here really. And I mean, those E-tanks are going to help.
Yeah, like you're low enough that literally anything here is worth it. And you have plasma, so even X-ray like has some utility for you. So it's worth no matter what. It's far out of the way, and just thinking about like the matchup specifically too, like you got gravity suit on path, so you kind of think, okay, my opponent's definitely going to have gravity suit before they are pushed into any suitless Meridia stuff. So like I can't risk this being a suit and not checking it potentially.
Yeah. And plus, with that charge plasma, Croc goes down really fast. Doesn't have to gate glitch with the speed booster, so.
DJ had it first try, I think, so that was really good, but a little bit faster, I think, to just go through the other way, the intended way, sort of.
Kind of the speed, one of the speed tutorials in essence.
Yeah.
That the game likes to do.
And you can do like the hundo strat where you run through the acid instead of like using this power bomb here and breaking the blocks and jumping. But either way, it's really fast. Okay, DJ gonna get his bombs and some of these supers that he's been missing out on. So what, we haven't seen all 4 of the West Meridia portals. We've only seen 3.
Yep, we haven't seen the,
We haven't seen any, like, West Meridia items checked either.
No.
Or East Meridia. We did see, that was, we did see one of those portals, right?
We saw East Meridia on D-Web side of, down at the Criteria. Right end of Criteria. Audra hasn't gotten there, because that's where Crate is. She needs to get there eventually. It'll be interesting to see, because if she gets East Meridia from the backside and decides to do it, which wouldn't surprise me if she did, you can you'll be able to Crate right afterwards. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this X-ray check, because with speed plus high jump makes this pretty easy. You can get high enough jumps to get up there.
A few extra hits, but not too bad. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering where these runners are going to go when they're finished with their like current paths, because DJ's going to hit the top of Green Bryn and have to turn back, because that's back to Lower Norfair.
Yep.
Audra's kind of already at a juncture here where she could try to do some Meridia stuff. Like she could go back to West Meridia, check that pre-aqueduct portal.
I feel like if you're Audra,
or
you do Bubble Mountain.
Or Bubble Mountain, yeah. Those are all 3 like reasonable things to check. Bubble Mountain's obviously the most item dense, but
yeah, if she knew the East Meridia portal, that would be a pretty good choice. So I wouldn't be surprised if, say, D-Web did that.
Yeah, because Crate, East Meridia, like right next to each other, is really, really good. Especially with all bosses killable, since DJ saw Crate at Crate's lair. Audra has not seen any bosses yet. We're not sure that it's vanilla, but it's looking likely.
Yeah, I mean, this is a loadout with 30 supers. That this is a killable Ridley. Now, it's not quite as free. Apparently, you checked that already, Audra. Not
Yes.
quite as free as it would be with the extra gravity suit heat protection that can be turned on. But this is definitely a doable fight for Audra if Ridley were to decide to show up.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're gonna go check the. We're gonna check Mama Turtle and probably the other portal.
That makes sense to me.
I'm gonna blind check this ammo item. It's just a missile.
It's a little slow considering some of the ammo that Audra's been skipping, but
Yeah, I wonder if she wants one more super just to have the extra leeway on a Ridley fight, especially if we run into Ridley, say in Rex ship, where there is nowhere to farm. Gravity suit for D-Web.
Mm-hmm.
And we can skip that Spazer beam. We might be still missing one more upper Norfair portal.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Lava Dive yet. Have we?
Might not have seen Croc either.
We saw
the Croc portal. We might have seen it. I feel like we've seen two.
We saw Croc because Audra popped out of there and like kind of started going. That's the Main Street one, I believe. And then she ended up bailing.
Yeah. Speaking of bad farms, there's back a wreck ship. There's that second charge upgrade for D-Web.
Yeah, really, this health is if this is Ridley here, which is unlikely, but you know, still could happen. If this is Ridley here, the health is bad enough for Audra that's maybe it's doable, but I don't think so.
I think you need to farm for this. You'll see some runners who will farm the Kagos here on the way in, just to make sure. I think that would have been a good play. Audra knows nothing. Has no knowledge of the boss situation. He's going to take a save for sure before even heading in there.
Still, I think it's like what 15% then chance of Ridley, 15 to 20%.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers, but again, it's like okay, so to combine the different possibilities with each one's possible odds of having Ridley. It's not a simple calculation. But yeah, it was crate a crate, so we know a little bit more than she does. Any other boss here that she can kill, so. Apparently it's 12.7%. Either way, we'll find out. And, you know, they kind of throw out the odds when you actually play the game. It is Ridley. Well,
I'm assuming that's 12.7% knowing we've seen a vanilla boss. Because
that's what I'm assuming, too. And my eyes were not sharp enough to notice that did not say Rex Ship, and then we do have shifted bosses. So Rex Ship, not going to have our Varia suit. We check this other portal, see what it gets us. We know, the nice thing is this portal's not going to be a dead end. We've seen all our dead ends. Audra has not seen Kraid, of course, and would love this to be Kraid. It is not Kraid. And if this were Kraid, you beat the boss there, you know it's not likely to be Ridley, and then you come back. It is instead one of our last Upper Norfair portals. This actually works out pretty well.
That's really good. Actually, that's great for Audra.
Yeah, this works out really well. This is like
the most item-dense area left. It's going to let her do all three of the majors here. Even if it's just all E-tanks, like, then she'll go back to Rex Ship with...
Yeah, that's
more
totally...
E-tanks, and then just
do
Ridley,
that's totally doable,
it's fine. And then you know not to clear Rex Ship, so you just do it, get it over with, and leave.
Exactly.
Because there's no point in clearing it for not a Varia suit.
Yep.
Maybe heat shield's there, but not quite good enough.
Yeah, heat shield is nice, but yeah. Didn't quite make it up to the farm spot before the reserve kicked in. He's going to now go ahead and just do a crystal flash instead. I think that's pretty smart. You can farm afterwards.
I'm curious where DJ's going to go. I think he's got... Yeah, I mean, he's got the same options. I guess he's going here to...
He knows where East Meridia is, so could do that.
Yeah,
obviously.
I guess he's just going to push item density first.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to see both our runners in Bubble Mountain, it looks like.
I think he's got more portals to check here, because he doesn't know the Croc portal.
That sounds
so I think
right.
he checks Croc portal, Lava Dive, and all the major locations here, in whichever order he chooses to do that.
We'll see if Audra does any farming out of this, because she got the E-Tank, so doesn't necessarily need to farm, but probably wants to have at least enough missiles for another CF.
Yeah.
Yep, gonna do the reserve tank first. Very nice deep boost.
Yeah, with screw attack, that's actually a lot harder because you have to break your spin at the right time and not like accidentally KO through the waiver. Deceptively tricky. DJ finding the Main Street portal here, gonna be as close as he's ever gonna be to Mama Turtle, and obviously that's just the best time to check it.
Yep. Grapple
be disappointed by the Spazer.
And this extra super pack is really nice for Audra, because now when she goes back direct ship, it has that extra little bit of leeway.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if Varia's at wave, then it doesn't matter, but really any other scenario, that's very helpful. Okay, DJ is going to check this pre-aqueduct portal, which we haven't seen yet. Or wait, no, we did see this. This is how Audra got here. Okay. So he'll be in the same situation.
Double jump. Well, that's a nice item.
Yeah, it would be if we didn't have... Oh wait, we don't have space jump.
We don't have space jump. That was the previous scene.
Yeah, that's...
I love a good double jump. Yeah, the runner's with screw attack, so it kind of looks the same, but...
DJ might just have enough to just do Ridley, it looks like. It's gonna be tough, but... If his reserve is full, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that extra E-Tank, though, would be really big.
Yeah, and even his fourth tank isn't full. Like, I wouldn't want to do it without 4-in-1 with full health, so I think he'll end up doing the same thing as Audra here.
And Audra with
the door to Upper Norfair first.
Yeah, and Audra with relatively low health is not well, maybe just farming power bombs. This could be setting up for a CF right into. Well, no, then you don't have your supers, so you don't really want to do a
supers,
CF.
Not less supers.
Yeah, so you could do a CF and then farm up your supers. Oh, are we down to Meridia, East Meridia for our Varia suit?
I think so.
So D-Web's best play at this point, not that he knows this, would be to go take that East Meridia portal. Trying to think where that other East Meridia portal could spit out though, because we haven't seen it.
We haven't seen the other side of Lower Norfair.
Oh, there you go. That could be it.
Yeah, East Meridia.
Jestro said, Jestro, who will track the entrances on the side for us, says that must be the only thing left. East Meridia back of
we saw back of Ellen already, but I think we'll do, at least in DJ's case, it probably makes the most sense to do like front to back East Meridia, then front to back LN.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Audra doesn't know about which side's the front or whatever.
Still hasn't been to those two criteria.
They might end up doing like back of. They might end up doing the exact opposite, like back of LN to front of LN.
Ooh,
Which is
okay.
okay.
I was about to say good
Really
fight on. Yeah,
scary
that
hit
was
at the end, but
that's hit at
nicely
the end.
done.
Reserve tank should.
Yep.
As long as the
As long
reserve
as you-
tank goes off after.
I jumped a little
Oh!
early.
Okay, we're fine.
Okay,
This is fine.
DJ, just
This is
leave.
fine.
Don't even check this.
No,
Maybe
I
check
mean
this.
it
I
could be an
guess
E-tank, but
because
yeah,
we're
this
good
is
enough
maybe
dogs.
if it's not okay. It's spring ball. That is not what you want to find there.
Yeah, he jumped a little early, but saved it with a pause. That was really heads up.
Wow.
Because if you jump early, then you like land before the health drops or spawns exactly. All
Yeah,
right,
it looks
well,
like Audra's gonna go for the fight now.
nice.
Has a little less health, I think. Very
actually,
doable.
Audra has a little more health.
How many reserve tanks does Audra have?
DJ had 435.
Oh, okay. This is 460. And if Audra
yeah,
cannot take that
25
last
range.
hit that D-Web did. What are we checking here? I guess he's just gonna go back.
Just wants an E-tank to refill health. That's actually really good. Yeah,
that's fair.
That's a really smart play.
I mean, on the other hand, it could be ice, could be space jump. Like, there are things that could be here. They're just not Varia suit, and D-Web knows that.
You check the places the Varia can be, and you take those other things if they come up, but no chance that DJ's going to check.
Very nicely done by Audra.
Yeah, super good fight.
Two good Ridley fights with one little hiccup from D-Web at the that hit at the end. Yeah, but saved it with the pause strats. I'm also going to see that spring ball and be very disappointed. Again, spring ball kind of past its usefulness with good movement items and. Now, where does Audra go next? I mean, at this point, does she just have those criteria portals to check?
That or the other side of Lower Norfair.
Yeah.
But you don't do back to front Lower Norfair looking for
Varia. That's for sure.
Unless you just go and say I don't need Varia suit, but
also gonna get this
with this loadout. It's actually much more reasonable than the last seed. To do
for
that,
sure.
But you still don't want to do back to front with the lava dive with this few E-tanks.
I mean, she's got 2 crystal flashes this time.
Yeah.
She didn't have any last time.
And we know Ridley's not there, which that's a really big boon as well.
Well, we don't know for sure because this is shifted, but yeah, I mean, it's probably not surprising. Even if it were surprised, it doesn't have to be. You know, it's not like it has to be Ridley that shows up twice.
We'll say shifted for now.
Yeah, shifted for now. He's gonna go back out the front, so gonna go single chamber to someplace out of Norfair. Both our runners should know at this point that the Varia suit's got to be in East Meridia somewhere, and both our runners, the main difference being that Audra does not yet know. Actually, it has D-Web still has the.
He hasn't done this.
He hasn't done the Upper Norfair. I imagine that'll have.
That's the difference.
No. Yeah, that's right.
So he doesn't have the double jump. He doesn't have the extra.
No double jump. No grapple.
That Audra has in the grapple. Or those 3 items. Like, nothing critical, but.
Yeah, this could be. I'm going to cut this corner here and hope that it's not the answer, because I know where East Meridia is, and that could work out well for D-Web. Also, having already killed Kraid just needs to do the East Meridia part. Double jump is so good in that room that Audra was just in.
Yeah, I think DJ does East Meridia here, and if he doesn't hit the Varia there, like, could potentially opt to go back to Upper Norfair.
Yeah.
That's kind of a rough
I don't like the gauntlet play here.
I don't either. I'm not sure what he's looking for.
I mean, yeah, ice would be really nice. You know, there's some nice to have items here, but it's not going to be your suit. Is the main point.
And there's at least well, I guess it could be Fantoon in East Meridia, but there's at least 2 pretty on-path items in East Meridia. Like the
Yep.
Sand Pit and the Botch Wound Tank are really, really fast. Plus the boss, as long as it's not Fantoon, is also a fast check.
And
So,
once you've done those 3, if you're now down to Shack Tool and Plasma, well, D-Web would do... Yeah, no Ice Beam, no Grapple Beam. Yeah, Shack Tool would be a really bad location for D-Web at this point.
yeah. Gauntlet still seems pretty slow to like hedge your bets on something like that when you just skipped. I forgot Audra never checked Terminator
Runs
to get
into
the
the
Z-Tank.
Yeah, when you could have just done 3 relatively quick checks with this number of E-Tanks to get items in Bubble Mountain. Audra probably not feeling real good to see Kraid here. Probably figures D-Web did this, 30 minutes ago, and Audra'd be right. And funny enough, if you're Audra, you don't want to see Varia here. Because then you know you're really in trouble.
Interesting to see DJ attacking the Sand Pit first, before Botch Moon and the boss.
With the way the map loops around, I don't think this is too bad, but yeah, I think I might have done Botwoon, Gregon, and then Sandpit into Shack Plasma. In whichever order. And it's just an E-Tank here. Another nice Kraid quick kill. Yeah, okay. If Audra's thinking going suitless into Lower Norfolk at all, that reserve tank's gonna help.
Yeah.
It tells me Audra may not be checking Shack and Plasma if we don't get Varia Suit in one of the other 2 locations.
That seems correct, I think.
Yeah, seems absolutely reasonable.
Like,
I'm also beginning to wonder if D-Web's thinking in terms of going for the Variolous Lower Norfolk as well.
I don't know. I haven't seen him do that. Like, I'm sure he's capable of it, but I don't know like what like his thresholds are. Like,
yeah.
Or if he knows. Like, that's one of those things that, like, being able to do it is one thing, but being able like to know what you need, and sometimes you end up wasting a lot of time over preparing. Like, I still do that because I hate being in a situation where I commit and then I end up really struggling. So, if you pick up extra power bombs, extra E-tanks, like, and then you go through and you're like, oh well, I wasted all that time checking.
Yeah.
And it was actually easy at the end because I over-checked. Like, it ends up being really inefficient. So I don't know if DJ knows like what his threshold is for I can or can't do this.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Whereas Audra's a veteran of many, and whereas Audra is a veteran of many Lower Norfolk without Varia, and we get a Wave Beam, so only one more on-path location left, or only one more decent location left. But the reason why I'm wondering that from D-Web is he's going to have a choice. If Dragon doesn't have the Varia Suit, do you go and do the 2 bad checks in East Meridia, or do you go back to Bubble Mountain?
I feel like go back to Bubble Mountain.
I think you'd do Plasma if you're D-Web, but Shack Tool for D-Web at this point would require, unless Ice Beam decides to show up, would require a CF clip. I don't think we're seeing D-Web do a CF clip.
Probably not. That's kind of why I would have liked the left Sand Pit after, because it feeds right into Plasma if you're really desperate. Checking miners, that does tell me that he might be thinking about LM, looking for more PBs or even another missile pack. I don't know if he can end up getting 3 CFs out of more missiles.
Missiles are funny enough, a often more difficult farm item to get, so getting an extra missile pack is not insignificant here. On the other hand, you're not using as many missiles down there, so just don't have to, think about it quite in the same way.
With 20 power bombs, that's still the limiting factor to your pistol flashes.
Yep.
But if you were to get like 1 or 2 more PB packs, then it would shift to the missiles, obviously being the limiting factor. sync Dragon fights.
Audra's setting up for a grapple quick kill. D-Webb does not have that option. And just an E-Tank. Okay, so we're down to Shack and Plasma for our Varia suit. Does either runner check either one? It's going to be an interesting to see.
I don't think Audra does. I think she
just
goes.
Audra,
Plasma's kind of on the way.
Yeah, this is such in both cases, such an interesting situation because, like, Audra knows that she's got 3 locations left because she hasn't done the Sandpit. She's got Sandpit, Shack Tool, and Plasma, and that's it. D-Webb also has those 3 outstanding items off of Bubble Mountain. So, yeah, I feel like if the roles were reversed and D-Webb had the Bubble Mountain knowledge and Audra didn't, then it would be obvious that Audra would just do Lore and Warfare and D-Webb would get the items, but it's not. It's the other way.
Yeah.
Also, interestingly enough, looks like this is D-Webb going to Plasma.
Yeah.
And hoping that's
Audra's farming supers for Lower Norfair before going to Plasma into Lower Norfair. I was wondering if she was going to do the left Sandpit. I don't think she checked that.
Did not.
Also, we didn't mention it because we're thinking about the choices that were being made, but it was a really nice spike suit to kind of momentarily overtake DJ in Coliseum. With that Shine Spark.
Yeah, that extra power bomb pack can be helpful for Audra if this does end up being Varios LN. Oh, Audra's not even gonna check Plasma.
Okay, so if this is Varia, that
boy,
could give. I mean, it's.
Audra's one of the best at doing this.
That much time, but she's gonna lose some time. Like, she's gonna have to set up a Crystal Flash at least once, probably twice. I guess it depends on what the E-Tank situation is like down there. But we have Fantoon, right? So there's no item behind the boss.
We have Fantoon unless
it's surprise.
Unless it's surprise. And technically,
and if it's surprise, that means we have a location that is an
extra
quote
location,
unquote major, but it's not an E-Tank or another major. So it could be like a super missile.
No. The extra.
Right?
No, we changed that. Remember, we voted on
double
that.
Jump. Use your double jump.
Yeah.
Taking extra damage by removing gravity suit instead of double jumping.
Yeah. It was that. Originally, if there's no Fantoon, it was a super missile that got added, and that caused confusion, and so it was changed to the E-Tank so that it's just not confusing. So there's would be 15 E-Tanks
15th E-Tank. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking that was just in Chozo for some reason, but
yeah, Chozo's kind of weird because this extra stuff gets put in other locations.
But the extra would take like a double jump or a heat shield first before, if those are placed.
If those are in place, yeah.
Or the other charge upgrade.
So the double jump might just be, so there probably isn't a 15th E-Tank available because we have the double jump available.
Where did we see our charge upgrades?
At
this was
Crate Closet and Edicoons.
So both were the majors though. Which means we have to have a surprise, right? Am I crazy?
Oh gosh, yeah, maybe.
Because you wouldn't place 2 charges at major locations.
Yeah, the second charge beam is supposed to be in a.
I don't like this Crystal Flash.
This is not a good place. Why are you doing this here?
This was enough energy to get out of the room. She's moving anyway. She should have just left the room.
Oh my God.
She should have just went to Fireflies and got the probably E-Tank.
This is scary because that acid's coming.
Strange decision. Okay, luckily the acid doesn't do additional damage during the Crystal Flash the way that enemies do. So it's fine. But yeah. As long as this is enough health to get to the boss without another CF, then Audra's totally fine, because then she'll have one for the way out.
Yep.
And then have plenty of health that even if there's no E-Tank at Fire Fleas, it's okay. But I really think she should have went a little further in that room. Or I think she could have made it to Fire Fleas.
Yeah, I think so.
If not,
With 2
up to the
reserve
top
tanks.
of Key Hunter Stairs where you're not in acid, potentially. I don't think both her reserves were full, but at least one of them was.
The other thing I'll note is this is where bombs really shine. The fact that you don't have to use all 5 power bombs to get down and all 6 power bombs to get out, because you have bombs to help you out, makes a huge difference here.
Yeah, that was a really heads-up play to use like the bomb spread at the bottom of Key Hunter Stairs. I'm not even using grapple to pick up these drops a little bit further away.
And unfortunately right now, Dewo's stream is actually down, so hopefully you can get him back soon. Webb does know to locally record when these things happen, so...
All right, Kraid number 2. It's not second Ridley.
We were right that it was surprise. Yeah, that was a good deduction with those extra charge
honestly, spots. I would assume both the runners know that. They're both smarter than me, and when it comes to these things, and I think they might have both picked up on that and know that like this boss could actually be anybody now that they both have the 2 major location charge upgrades.
And it is an E-Tank. Oh my. That's really good for Audra.
That's huge. Yeah, that's great that it's not fan-tuned for Audra. And she got good drops, so...
Yeah, has a crystal flat. I could see farming one or two more power bombs. Well, actually, you don't even need to do that because Fire Fleas is full of power bombs.
Yeah, if something goes drastically wrong, you just go to Fire Fleas. And
exactly. And more importantly, 21 missiles, 36 supers. You won't need to expend any of those. And that's enough for your 2 crystal flashes.
She's not even slowing down.
And you shouldn't need 2. You should need 1 at most. Well, you'll
She's
probably
not even slowing down for those power bombs.
No,
I don't think she needs 1 with screw attack and everything like that. Because you're not going to take like hits from Key Hunters or the Deskigas with screw attack, so you probably don't need a crystal flash. Yeah, curious if DJ even checked either of these locations.
I mean, Ice Beam's still outstanding, so I'm not sure Audra actually wanted the 3rd reserve tank, but
yeah, that's just how you set up the deboost and.
Yep. On the other hand, I mean, not that I expect this to happen, but 3 reserve tanks does kind of. Oh wait, we don't have Varia. The 3 reserve. I mean, yeah, if you forget that you don't have Varia. Those 3 reserve tanks will save you. But I don't foresee that happening. Also, with this beam combination, Audra will probably do stand-up, in which case you would likely take Varia off anyway. And this will take us back to the wreck ship area.
Back to Green Brinstar?
Green Brinstar. No, you're right. Right back to Green Brinstar. That was the previous seed. Was the wreck ship area. Yeah. Shoutouts to Seableed.
Yeah. So other than that slow amphitheater and probably taking just a few like minor adjustments to movement in some of those other rooms like the Key Hunter Stairs and 3 Musketeers to not take extra hits. Audra had not really any kind of slowdown in LN. Narturian was...
Beam route.
It was...
Let's get all the way back to Criteria.
So all the way back to Criteria. All right. Which isn't too bad. Because this connects to a business center, which goes right to criteria. Crab hole.
And with being area, you don't have any reason to stop at the ship because Turian will refill you.
Mm-hmm.
You had asking if D-Web has the potential stand-up advantage. No, they've got the same beam, so...
Yeah, you can do stand-up as long as you have the 7 tanks. Whether you have Varia or not, it doesn't matter. Actually, a lot of players will turn off Varia Suit, especially if they're like menuing to turn off Screw Attack or anything like that for Zeb Skip. Just so you don't have to damage down on Mother Brain as much.
Yep, exactly.
After the first Rainbow Beam.
Yeah, so the difference between Varia and not Varia is just that when the Rainbow Beam, for some reason, only looks at Varia, so you're going to take 6 tanks of damage on the Rainbow Beam without Varia, regardless of Gravity Suit, and you'll take 3 tanks with Varia. And since Stand-Up takes 7 tanks to begin with, it's not going to make a difference.
And they actually ended up with, other than the Power Bomb pack, the same other ammo. Same missiles and same supers from both runners. So yeah, no beam damage or difference there at all in ordnance.
Yeah, exact science mentioning, yeah, I mean, required is maybe a strong word, but you're going to be much slower picking up 3 extra E-tanks and picking up Varia Suit, so any percent is always going to pick up Varia Suit.
I'm sure Bob has an any percent route that doesn't have
would not surprise me.
Any percent DRPK Variolus. Just for fun.
These Metroids are on Audraxys side are blending into the background. That palette being all gray. Interesting.
And this is really starting to look more like Metroid 2. all the gray.
Yeah.
Especially with the baby, just like in the intro cutscene.
Actually, this is like the colors of the intro cutscene, because it's not quite, it has that kind of tinge to it.
Yeah. We'll see if Audra goes for speed Zeb skip here, or how many attempts. If she just tries it, and if it fails, moves on. Doesn't really need it with this much damage, but it does help a little. You still have better DPS with supers, so nicely done.
Yeah, without that ice beam, it is still better to use supers than your charge beam, but still only a 24 shot. Like, main thing is, 20 supers versus 20 full beam charge shots are about the same time. So anything that takes away from that charge beam is going to be a little bit slower. I think Audra's one that likes to use all the supers first before Switching to... No, we're gonna leave the 14.
Yeah, saving the supers can potentially slow you down if you end up using like an extra charge shot that you don't need, like before the ketchup comes out if you're not counting properly there, but doesn't even use all the supers. Interesting ammo counts, but whatever works. And not going for stand-up here. Just damaging down to 6 tanks instead.
Yeah, a little surprised about that. The only color on our screen is Samus.
The HUD is also colored.
Yeah, okay, we got some yellow there. And the double jump icons, as we never picked up space jump. I guess at this point, ice and space jump had to be... Wait, there's another location we must not have checked.
Screw attack.
PT.
Screw attack, yeah.
Screw attack
And
and shack tool.
Yeah. X-ray was out there too, right? There's another spot somewhere.
Oh, that's true.
That we totally forgot about, apparently.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. Oh, there's a whole bunch of wrecked ship we never saw because Varia couldn't be there.
And
we saw there was like 3 locations
3 majors
of wrecked ship.
there.
Yeah,
so
3
it's
majors
going to
there.
be 2 E-tanks that we also aren't considering right now in the pool.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing we really needed. Obviously, this is still plenty for an easy Dorian. None of that stuff would have been worth getting in any of those out-of-the-way locations. The escape left here for Audra. Hopefully DJ makes it out of East Meridia soon.
Alright, and Audra going to finish this in first place with an official race time of 1:01:40, and really sad that D-Web stream went down because he's gonna fit. I don't know if that it should come back any moment now. We might get to see the finish, but does finish up at 1:02:29. So super close race between our runners. They have not started their. Actually, looks like they're about to ready up their game 3. So we are going to once again take a break while our runners get ready to go, and we'll be back in just a little bit for a decisive game 3.